Today it's time for an oil change on the generator. Let's make sure we shut this off first here so nothing runs out. Got my little wood traps here so the oil can run out better. That is what happened overnight. Okay, let's get going. I'm just trying to prevent most of the spillage. It's not avoidable, but that's the best we can do. Another one for my hands. Okay. Goes in the container. Just try to catch most of the spillage, but it always goes on the side of the generator. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just what it is. Generator oil changes was actually something that my dad used to do when he was still healthy and with us. And of course, you know, it got tougher as he aged, but he still did it. And then obviously, as he knew his end would be coming, he showed me, you know, that you got to take over and you have to do it, Debbie. And so we did it a couple times together, and he showed me, and he was kind of meditative about it. See, I'm telling you, slowing down for anything you do is perhaps the message in all of my videos. Yeah, meditate about it, you know, slow down. Just like doing dishes. You can slow down too and think. But at first it was a bit intimidating because I hadn't done it. I mean, I had done this oil change years ago before my parents moved to Alaska. But it had been a long, long time. And so anyway, it was glad to be shown again. And I think my neighbor watched over me once too, because he's been so helpful with some generator repairs that needed to get done. And he told me about this lady in Wrangell St. Elias. Apparently she was 100 years old. And, oops, that's a bit much. That's okay. And she still did her generator oil changes. So, well, she can do it at age 100. I should be able to do it at age 50, 51, 52, 53 and ongoing, right? So that's that. Stop complaining, just do it. Learn something new. Put it on. Hand tight. Which hand tight with my not so strong hands is probably a joke. But so far no spillage. That's good. And it's gonna suck itself in a bit too when it runs. And then we're fine. And of course it's a big mess. And despite the gloves, you always seem to end up with oil on your fingers. Okay, now we need 3 liters of fresh oil. Made for this generator. And I made myself a little line here with duct tape. Because this is in quarts and there's no milliliter on it. But we measured it once. Oh, actually there is milliliters. Milliliters. Why do I say millimeters? Milliliters. See, I'm gone from Germany too long, and I'm forgetting how the metric system works. All I know is there's a duct tape line. And that'll do. Okay, 3 of these. So, 1. You gotta go slow because it starts to hiccup up here otherwise. See, another meditation. Just watching it go in there slowly. If you do it too fast, it goes blop, 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 and it's all over your machine, and then you have a cleanup to do, I tell you that. It seems to happen here and there, despite my slowness. See, now you can watch me do an oil change on a generator and relax. How's that? Most boring video ever. That's all right. Maybe you've never seen someone do an oil change, so. 2. It's really windy outside. After all that rain, we had 4 weeks of rain in January. That is not normal. And we've always had a warm spill, but that usually means warm spell. I say spill probably because I'm spilling. We always had a warm spell in January throughout the years, but that's usually only for a few days. And that's actually called Chinook. It's a warm wind that comes and melts everything. But these last 4 weeks of above freezing temperatures and rain. I mean, that would have been snow otherwise, right? That would have probably been a catastrophe to clean up all that snow. But it came down as rain, and that is not normal. So yesterday, my neighbor, he offered to come with his backhoe. And he cleared my driveway and my parking area. Pushed everything aside and made mountains of slushy snow. So I'm so grateful, because that's such a heavy mess that even my super duper snowblower, and my snowblower is named Hank, because I think Hank is a tough name. And I don't know, I wanted to name him. Okay, number 3. And even Hank, my snowblower, will not be able to go through that. So he came and cleared everything up, and I'm super thankful. I have the best neighbor ever. And I'm always wondering how I can pay back the favor. We've taken care of their home when they were gone, so there's some return of favor, but I always feel like I'm in their debt. I'm glad they're here. And he's so knowledgeable. So whenever there's an issue here with my generator or my power system in general, we have an exchange, and he comes over and he has helped me, you know, replace the starter and replace the battery, replace the radiator. I'm so thankful, because getting a repairman up here is possible. However, it might take days, and then I'm out of power, of course. I have a little backup generator, but that's not going to cut it. I mean, it works for a few days, but it's not a diesel. But to get a repair person up here is really spendy. Just to have them arrive, you're already $250 out. Just for them to show up. Probably normal. So I'm super, super happy to have my neighbor here. And yes, if he needs me, I'll jump right to it. All right, let's see. Yeah, good. Looks good. Perfect. Clean oil. Radiator fluid I already checked yesterday, so we're good on that. And then I'm just gonna do a general cleanup. All looks good. Okay. Old oil container. See, I always put a old oil sign on it, so I'm not mixing containers up. If it doesn't have anything written on it, it's new. Now this mess. Oh, I don't like this. This is my catch basin. Funnel. And pour slowly. Don't tip. And I'm not sure if it will all fit in here, so I'm gonna have to check once in a while. Because I've had that happen too. It overflowed. Slow, slow, slow. So it doesn't spill. All right. That worked. And then yes, I have to bring this to the local refuse, and they have a special container, of course, for old oil. But yeah, wouldn't that be nice? We would be just solar power here. I don't have enough solar panels, and my solar panels are old. So these new solar panels, they're awesome. And I'm looking to invest. I've already have a quote. I have to redo it, the quote, because it's a year old. It won't be good anymore. But I ran out of money for new solar panels. But if I had just solar panels and I wouldn't have to rely on this generator all that much, I would like that. I really would like that. One day I'll invest. Even though my solar panels are old, they do produce. I'm sure they could produce double on that surface that I have there with new, if it was a newer solar panel. And so if that doesn't tell you that even in our low light conditions here in Alaska, that we can work with solar, then I don't know how to convince you to get solar. Obviously, we are completely off-grid. In other words, we're not feeding any extra into an electricity net, into a power system that's good for everyone. So I don't know about your rules where you live, but here I'm very happy to have solar because running the generator is expensive. And so we are actually quite energy conscious here. It's the little things sometimes, but also the big things, of course. For instance, little things. I don't have a hairdryer. I don't have a heating blanket. I don't have an electric coffee maker. Anything with a heating element takes a lot of energy, and I think many Americans are not quite aware of that. They're just plugging in. But if we are all a bit energy conscious, then that can help, right? I mean, obviously the big polluters are always going to be industry, clearly. A lot has to change, doesn't it? I mean, making steel, whew, that needs some energy. Okay, good enough. But here at this place, being energy conscious also, for instance, means not letting the well pump run all that much. In my house, I have water tanks, pressure tanks, and they fill up and then they supply the house. So in other words, the well pump doesn't have to run all the time. So when the well pump runs, it fills the tanks and then we're good to go for a little while until, of course, we run out of water. And then the well pump will kick on again automatically. But I do try to time it too a bit. Like when the generator is running and there's a lot of energy input, then sometimes I will kick on the well pump because let's say it's only half full, well, then I'll fill it up. But yeah, we are definitely energy conscious here. We try to use the washing machine when the generator runs, or well pump. Like I said, the well pump running, I flip it on when the generator is on. I have better batteries now. Those are lithium batteries. And that has made a big change here in comparison to the deep cycle one. Those, they needed a lot of maintenance. So we can run, in theory, in practicality. We could run a coffee maker and all these things, a refrigerator. I have a propane refrigerator, so I have a propane dryer. So you see, things are a little bit different here. Okay, let's put it back into auto start. And that's it for a generator oil change. You're welcome. Back in business. See you in the next video.